Have you ever wondered how safe your iPhone really is? Perhaps you've heard that iPhones are generally safer than other smartphones, but does that mean they're invincible? The short and simple answer is no. No device is completely immune to the potential threats that lurk in the digital world. Just like any other piece of tech, iPhones can be susceptible to various forms of cyber threats. These can range from malware, which is malicious software designed to cause damage, to phishing scams that trick you into revealing sensitive information. Spyware can covertly gather data from your device, while ransomware can lock you out of your own files until a ransom is paid. And let's not forget about brute force attacks, where hackers try to crack your passcode by systematically checking all possible combinations. But before you start to panic, let's clarify something important. While these threats exist, it doesn't necessarily mean your iPhone is an easy target. In fact, Apple goes to great lengths to protect its devices and their users. iPhones come equipped with a number of built-in security features that make them a tough nut to crack for most hackers. For instance, every iPhone has a secure enclave, a hardware-based key manager that's isolated from the main processor to provide an extra layer of security. Apple also uses end-to-end encryption, meaning your data is scrambled into a code that only the recipient device can decode. Plus, there's the App Store review process, where every app undergoes a thorough review before it's allowed on the platform. So while your iPhone is not completely invincible, it's not a sitting duck either. It's more like a well-guarded fortress, constantly being updated and fortified. But remember, the security of your iPhone also depends on how you use it. But don't worry, there is hope. Let's dive into how Apple protects your iPhone and how you can take extra steps to keep your device and data safe. Stay tuned for our next scene, where we delve into Apple's security features in more detail. Apple has implemented several layers of security to keep your iPhone safe. Let's delve into the details. First up, we have the Secure Enclave. This is a hardware-based key manager that's isolated from the main processor to provide an extra layer of security. It's like a vault that holds all your sensitive information, including passcodes, Touch ID, and Face ID data. Even if your device is compromised, the data held in the Secure Enclave remains securely locked away. Next, we have end-to-end encryption. This feature ensures that only the sender and the receiver can access the information sent between them. Whether you're sending a text message, making a FaceTime call, or storing your photos on iCloud, it's all encrypted. Even Apple can't read your data. It's like sending a sealed letter through the mail. Only the intended recipient can open it and read the contents. Finally, there's the App Store review process. Before an app makes its way onto the App Store, it goes through a rigorous review process to ensure it's safe, secure, and respects user privacy. This is akin to a bouncer at a nightclub, carefully checking everyone before they're allowed in. If an app doesn't meet Apple's stringent guidelines, it's not getting in. But remember, these features don't make your iPhone impenetrable. They merely make it a tougher nut to crack. It's like having a state-of-the-art security system at home. It can deter most burglars, but it can't stop a determined one. You also have to do your part. To keep your iPhone safe, you need to stay vigilant, update your software regularly, use strong, unique passcodes, avoid clicking on suspicious links, and only download apps from trusted sources. In the next scenes, we will delve deeper into these safety measures you can take to fortify your iPhone's security. But for now, let's wrap up this scene with a reminder. Apple's protection isn't enough. You also have to do your part to keep your iPhone safe. So what can you do to protect your iPhone, you might be wondering? Well, there are several steps you can take to ensure your iPhone's safety. Let's delve into some of them. First and foremost, it's essential to keep your iOS updated. Why is this important, you ask? Well, Apple regularly releases updates for iOS not just to introduce new features, but more importantly, to patch security vulnerabilities. These updates are your first line of defense against hackers, so ensure that you're always running the latest version of iOS by going to Settings, then General, and finally Software Update. Next up, we have the passcode. Make sure you have a robust and secure passcode. It's not just about keeping your siblings from snooping on your messages. It's about securing your device from potential threats. A strong passcode is a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And if your iPhone supports it, don't forget to enable Face ID or Touch ID. They provide an additional layer of security and are much harder for anyone else to replicate. And finally, for this part, let's talk about phishing scams. These are fraudulent attempts to obtain sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details by disguising oneself as a trustworthy entity. Often they come in the form of emails or messages with a link. The golden rule here is, if you don't recognize the source or if something seems off, don't click it. Be wary of unsolicited communications that ask for personal information. So there you have it. By keeping your iOS updated, using a strong passcode, and avoiding phishing scams, you can significantly enhance the security of your iPhone. But that's not all. There are a few more steps you can take to ensure your iPhone's safety. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll discuss even more ways to protect your device. Until then, keep your iPhone safe, folks. Let's continue with more ways to safeguard your iPhone. Just like how you lock your home when you leave, it's also crucial to have a virtual lock on your device. One such measure is enabling two-factor authentication. This adds an extra layer of security to your Apple ID. When signing in, you'll be required to provide two forms of identification: your password and a 6-digit verification code that's automatically displayed on your trusted devices. You can enable this by going to Settings, tapping on your name, then Password and Security, and finally, Two-factor authentication. Next, consider using a virtual private network, or VPN. A VPN is like a secure tunnel for your internet traffic. It encrypts your data, making it much harder for hackers to decipher. This is especially useful when you're connected to public Wi-Fi networks, which are often less secure. There are plenty of reputable VPN services available on the App Store. Lastly, back up your data regularly. Think of this as an insurance policy for your digital life. If something goes wrong, you'll have a recent copy of your data you can restore. You can back up your iPhone using iCloud or your computer. With iCloud, you can create backups automatically when your device is connected to Wi-Fi. To do this, go to Settings, tap on your name, then iCloud, and finally, iCloud Backup. Remember, Apple is continually working on improving the security of its devices. But even with all these safety measures, there is no such thing as absolute security in the digital world. Staying safe requires constant vigilance and taking proactive steps to protect your iPhone. And there you have it. Now you know how to keep your iPhone safe from hackers. It's all about taking the right precautions and staying informed. So, stay safe out there in the digital world. And remember, your iPhone security is in your hands. Before we wrap up, let's quickly summarize what we've learned today. We've delved into the world of iPhone security, discussing its vulnerabilities and strengths. While iPhones are generally safer than Android phones, they are not immune to hackers. These tech-savvy cybercriminals can exploit various loopholes in the iOS system, apps, websites, messages, and networks. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Apple has implemented multiple security layers that make iPhones a tough nut to crack for hackers. We've explored the Secure Enclave, a hardware-based key manager that's isolated from the main processor to provide an extra layer of security. We've also discussed end-to-end encryption, a feature that ensures only you and the person you're communicating with can read what's sent, and nobody else, not even Apple. Lastly, we looked at the App Store review process, a system that scrutinizes every app in the App Store to protect users from malicious software. But remember, the security of your iPhone doesn't solely rest on Apple's shoulders. There are steps you can take to safeguard your device further. Always update your iOS to the latest version. Use a strong passcode or biometric features like Face ID or Touch ID, and avoid falling prey to phishing scams. Enable two-factor authentication. Consider using a VPN, especially when connected to public Wi-Fi networks, and regularly back up your data using iCloud or iTunes. In essence, while hackers and potential threats exist, you're not powerless. With the right knowledge and proactive measures, you can significantly reduce your risk and keep your iPhone safe. Thank you for watching, and remember, your iPhone security lies in your hands. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative videos. Until next time, keep your iPhone safe.